Brave woman, Esther. While God is not explicitly mentioned in the book, many readers interpret the events of Esther as a demonstration of God's providence and care for his people, even in seemingly dire circumstances. This highlights the theme of faith and trust in God's unseen guidance. Number 1. Story of Esther. This is the dramatic story of Esther. In the ancient kingdom of Persia, a captivating tale of courage, destiny, and faith unfolded. A story that would echo through the ages as a testament to the indomitable spirit of a young Jewish woman named Esther. The tale began in the grand city of Shushan, where King Ahasuerus reigned over a vast empire. One day, the king decided to host a grand banquet to flaunt his wealth and splendor. Queen Vashti, however, defied the king's command, leading to her banishment. Seeking a new queen, Ahasuerus summoned the most beautiful virgins from his realm. Among them was Esther, a radiant and virtuous young woman. Esther's cousin Mordecai, who had raised her as his own, encouraged her to hide her Jewish identity. Esther's grace and beauty won the king's heart, and she became queen. Little did anyone know that this orphan Jewish girl held the fate of her people in her hands. At the heart of this thrilling saga was the wicked Haman, the king's chief advisor. Haman harbored a deep-seated hatred for the Jews and devised a sinister plan to annihilate them. He cast lots, Purim, to determine the day of the massacre. Mordecai uncovered the plot and urged Esther to intervene. But approaching the king without an invitation was perilous, and Esther knew she risked her life. However, she decided to embark on this perilous journey, declaring, "If I perish, I perish." Before approaching the king, Esther called for a 3-day fast, during which her people joined in prayer. On the 3rd day, dressed in royal attire, she stood before the king, who extended his golden scepter, sparing her life. Esther invited the king and Haman to a banquet, where she revealed Haman's wicked plot. The king, infuriated, ordered Haman to be hanged on the very gallows he had prepared for Mordecai. With Haman's downfall, the decree against the Jews remained. But the king granted Esther and Mordecai the power to issue a counter-decree, allowing the Jews to defend themselves. The day of reckoning arrived, and the Jews fought valiantly against those who sought the destruction. Miraculously, they emerged victorious. Number 2. Why the book, Esther, is so special in the Bible. The inclusion of the Book of Esther in the Bible among the 66 books of the Protestant canon, and in other Christian denominations, can be attributed to several key reasons. 1. Historical significance. The Book of Esther provides valuable historical insights into the Persian Empire during the reign of King Ahasuerus, Xerxes I. It offers a glimpse into the customs, laws, and courtly life of that time. 2. Celebration of Purim. Esther explains the origins of the Jewish holiday of Purim, which commemorates the deliverance of the Jewish people from Haman's plot. This annual celebration is still observed by Jewish communities worldwide, emphasizing the book's religious and cultural significance. 3. Faith and providence. While God is not explicitly mentioned in the book, many readers interpret the events of Esther as a demonstration of God's providence and care for his people, even in seemingly dire circumstances. This highlights the theme of faith and trust in God's unseen guidance. 4. Moral lessons. Esther contains important moral and ethical lessons. It portrays the courage of Esther, who risked her life to save her people, and contrasts it with the villainy of Haman. The book underscores the importance of standing up against injustice and discrimination. 5. Fulfillment of God's promise. Esther's elevation to queen and her role in the salvation of the Jewish people can be seen as a fulfillment of God's promise to bless the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This theme aligns with the broader biblical narrative of God's covenant and faithfulness. 6. Empowerment of women. The book highlights the agency and leadership of women, particularly Esther and her cousin Mordecai. Esther's actions demonstrate the significant impact individuals, even those who might be marginalized, can have on history. 7. Variety of biblical genres. The inclusion of Esther adds diversity to the genres found in the Bible. It is primarily a historical narrative with elements of suspense and drama, offering a different literary experience compared to other books. While the Book of Esther does not contain explicit religious laws, prophecies, or theological discourses, like some other books in the Bible, its historical, cultural, moral, and faith-related themes contribute to its significance within the biblical canon. It serves as a reminder of God's presence and providence, even when His name is not directly mentioned. And it continues to inspire readers with its timeless lessons of courage and faith. Number 3. Wrap-up and lesson. The story of Esther teaches us that, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, one person's courage, faith, and willingness to act can change the course of history. Esther's legacy endures as a symbol of hope, resilience, and the triumph of light over darkness. Number 4. Special scene to the Bible reader. In the context of the story of Esther, the phrase, "He extended his golden scepter," is a symbolic and significant gesture made by King Ahasuerus. It represents an act of clemency, mercy, and acceptance towards Queen Esther, who had approached the king without being summoned. This action holds a particular meaning in the Persian court culture and is crucial to the story's plot. In the specific context of the Book of Esther, Queen Esther had approached the king without being summoned in order to plead for the lives of her people, the Jews, who were under the threat of Haman's evil decree. By extending the golden scepter to Esther, King Ahasuerus not only spared her life, but also allowed her to present her request, setting the stage for the unfolding of the plot to save the Jewish people. It was a critical moment in the story and led to the events that ultimately saved her people.